the intellect, the merely reasoning mind. He is a faithful companion, but must have a master, by which he transforms his consciousness and reaches the stage known to occultists as initiation. The number one, which is geometrically symbolized as a point, means concentration, attention, a limiting of the field of activity. This refers to the practice, which is absolutely indispensable to all aspirants for truth. Until you have learned how to concentrate, you cannot perform the great work. Study this key carefully, and it will help you to learn to concentrate, for its symbolism was created to that end. The roses of the arbor symbolize desire, and it has been wisely said that desire is the motivation of evolution. The central figure, by his posture, clearly indicates that he draws power from above. This is a central point of occultic doctrine, because you cannot even begin to use the subtle forces of nature until you realize that you do nothing of yourself, but simply act as a channel through which all of his ability to direct the natural forces with which he works. Also the Hermetic axiom, that which is above is as that which is below. The horizontal 8 represents dominion, strength, and control, and is also the mathematical sign of infinity. The magician's left hand points to the ground in the gesture of concentration. The black hair bound with symbolizes the limitation of ignorance by knowledge. The red rose is action and desire. The white undergarment, symbolizing wisdom, is encircled with the serpent of eternity. The table is the field of attention, which is the workbench of the magician. The implants are the wand, cup, sword, and pentacle. They represent fire, water, air, and earth. Also will, imagination, action, and physical embodiment. The garden is the subconscious mind, which is cultivated by the acts of attention of the self-conscious. Lilies, because they are white and six-petaled, represent the abstract perception of truth, as well as cosmic laws and principles by which the universe is sustained. To the High Priestess. The astrological attribution of Kitover is the moon. The moon is a reflector of sunlight, and thus is a symbol of reflection, duplication, as in a mirror and ideas. The crescent moon is cup-shaped, and force manifests itself. The little dog symbolizes the intellect, the merely reasoning mind. He is a faithful companion, but must have a master. The title refers to man as the director of the force, by which he transforms his consciousness and reaches the stage known to occultists as initiation. The number one, which is geometrically symbolized as a point, means concentration, attention, a limiting of the field of activity. This refers to the practice, which is absolutely indispensable to all aspirants for truth. Until you have learned how to concentrate, you cannot perform the great work. Study this key carefully. Was created to that end. The roses of the arbor symbolize desire, and it has been wisely said that desire is the motivation of evolution. The central figure, by his posture, clearly indicates that he draws power from above. This is a central point of occulted doctrine, because you cannot even begin to use the subtle forces of nature until you realize that you do nothing of yourself, but simply act as a channel through which the life force expresses itself. His uplifted wand is a symbol of his ability to direct the natural force with which he works. Also of the Hermetic axiom, that which is above is as that which is below. The horizontal 8 represents dominion, strength, and control, and is also the mathematical sign of infinity. The magician's left hand points to the ground in the gesture of concentration. The black hair bound with a white band symbolizes the limitation of ignorance by knowledge. The red rose is action and desire. The white undergarment, symbolizing wisdom, is encircled with the serpent of intelligence. Magician, the implants are the wand, cup, sword, and pentacle. They represent fire, water, air, and earth. Also will, imagination, action, and physical embodiment. The garden is the mind which is cultivated by the acts of attention of the self-conscious mind. From this garden spring all of the powers of subconsciousness. Lilies, because they are white and 6 petals, represent the abstract perception of truth, as well as the cosmic laws and principles by which the universe is sustained. 2. The High Priestess. The astrological attribution of Kitover is the moon. Moon is a reflector of sunlight, and thus is a symbol of reflection, duplication, as in a mirror and ideas. The crescent moon is cup-shaped. Force manifests itself. The little dog symbolizes the intellect, the merely reasoning mind. He is a faithful companion, but must have a master. The magician. The title refers to man as the director of the force by which he transforms his consciousness. Reaches the stage known to occultists as initiation. Attention, literally indispensable to all aspirants for truth. Until you have learned how to concentrate, you cannot perform the great work. Study this key carefully, and it will help you learn to concentrate, for its symbolism was created to that end. The roses of the arbor symbolize desire, and it has been wisely said that desire is the motivation of evolution. By his posture, clearly indicates that he draws power from above. This is a central point of occult doctrine, because you cannot even begin to use the subtle forces of nature until you realize that you do nothing of yourself, but simply act as a channel through which the life force expresses itself. His uplifted wand is a symbol of his ability to direct the natural forces with which he works. Also of the Hermetic axiom, that which is above is as that which is below. The horizontal 8 represents dominion, strength, magician's left hand points to the ground in a gesture of concentration. The black hair bound with a white band symbolizes the limitation of ignorance by knowledge. The red rose is action and desire. The white undergarment, symbolizing wisdom, is encircled with the serpent of eternity. The table is the field of attention, which is the workbench of the magician. The implements are the wand, cup, sword, and pentacle. They represent fire, water, air, and earth. Also will, imagination, action, and physical embodiment. The garden is the subconscious mind which is cultivated by the acts of attention of the self-conscious mind. From this garden spring all the powers of subconsciousness. Lilies represent the abstract perception of truth, as well as the cosmic laws and principles by which the universe is sustained. The astrological attribution of K2 is the moon. The moon is a reflector of sunlight, and thus is a symbol of reflection, duplication, as in a mirror. Like ideas, the crescent moon is cup-shaped. Force manifests itself. The little dog symbolizes the intellect, the merely reasoning mind. He is a faithful companion, but must have a master. The magician, as initiation. The number one, which is geometrically the field of activity. This refers to the practice which is absolutely indispensable to all aspirants for truth. Until you have learned how to concentrate, you cannot perform the great work. Study this key carefully, and it will help you to learn to concentrate, for its symbolism was created to that end. The roses of the arbor symbolize desire, and it has been wisely said that desire is the motivation of evolution. This is a central point of occult doctrine, because you cannot even begin to use the subtle forces of nature until you realize that you do nothing of yourself, but simply act as a channel through which the life force expresses itself. His uplifted wand is a symbol of his ability to direct the natural forces with which he works. Also of the Hermetic axiom, that which is above is as that which is below. The horizontal 8 represents dominion, strength, and control, and is also the mathematical sign of infinity. The magician's left. The fool. The symbolism of the fool is best explained by first considering the meaning of the Hebrew letter Aleph attributed this key. Aleph means ox. Oxen symbolize the motive power in agriculture because they were used to pull plows into agriculture. Is the basic form of civilization. Thus, the letter Aleph symbolizes cultural power, created energy, life power, vital principle of plants, animals, and men, which comes to us in form as the energy of the sun. This principle is also called life. Breath is the Greek Fool is derived from the Latin phallus, meaning a bag of wind. Thus the fool symbolizes that which contains air or breath. The bumpy zero carries this idea a step farther. It is a symbol of limitless, conditioned life. Power. It's shaped like an egg. Hence it symbolizes that which all of the potencies of growth and development. Occultists will understand that we refer to the cosmic age. The sun refers to the one force. It is white to indicate that it is the universal radiant energy, which is concentrated and radiated from all of the suns in the universe. The mountains represent the abstract mathematical conceptions which are behind all knowledge of nature. As such, they are cold and uninteresting to many. But the melting of the snow upon the peaks feeds the streams that make fertile the valleys below. So will the principles of ageless wisdom feed your consciousness and make fertile your mental imagery, thus transforming your expresses confidence and joyful aspiration. Around the fool's head symbolizes the vegetable kingdom, also victory. His will, his memory. The white rose represents purified desire. The fool's garments consist of a white undergarment, a black outer one which is lined with red. White is purity, truth, and wisdom. Girdle represents time, and astrologers will find the contemplation of this symbology of much interest. The wings which ornament the outer garment are smoked. They symbolize the by which the my first considering. Aleph means ox, oxen symbolize the motive power in agriculture because they were used to pull plows into agriculture is is the basic form of the civilization. Thus, the letter Aleph symbolizes cultural power, created energy, life power, the vital principle of plants, animals, and men, which comes to us in physical form as the energy of the sun. This principle is also called life. Breath is the Greek pneuma, the Sanskrit prana, the Hebrew luach, and the spirit is literally these words mean. Therefore symbolizes receptivity. These properties are those of the subconscious mind. You will be able to see readily that the factors of reflection and duplication are essential to the faculty of memory, which is symbolized by this key. The universal substance has been called by some modern scientists mind stuff. Occultists have known for ages that the universe is really made up of mental energy. This primordial substance, known to the Hindus as Prakriti, has always been symbolized by water and by a virgin. The high priestess is a virgin, and the blue color that predominates in this key, as well as the flowing robe, represents water. The curtain behind the high priestess is a symbol of virginity. It connects the two pillars of light and darkness, and all other pairs of opposites, thus symbolizing the associative powers of subconsciousness. This symbolism of pairs and opposites is also carried out by the ornaments on the veil, which symbolizes the active and passive modes of the life, power, self-expression. The symbolism of the stone cube is too involved to give here at length, but we may say that stone is an esoteric word representing Jungian life and wisdom. The silver crown represents the waxing and waning of the moon, thus representing periodicity and rhythm. The scroll represents memory, history, the record of experience. The word Torah signifies law. Fundamentally, this key represents creative imagination. All of its single is the prequels basically to reproduction, multiplication, growth. In direct contrast to the virginal high priestess, the empress is a pregnant matron. She is Venus, goddess of love. She represents the activity of the subconscious mind. The stream and waterfall symbolize the stream of consciousness. The waterfall into the pool is given a representation of the positive and negative poles. Trees are all Venusian symbols. The necklace of 7 pearls symbolizes the astrological planets, and the 12 stars above her head represent the 12 signs of the zodiac. The Emperor! The king is called the Emperor, and the Emperor is one who oversees and controls. That is the basic function of reason, provided we supervise and control our daily activities. Vision is also attributed to. You will be able to see readily that the factors of reflection and duplication are essential to the faculty of memory, which is symbolized by this key. Universal substance has been called by some modern scientists. Occultists have known for ages that the universe is really made up of mental energy. This primordial substance known to the Hindus as Prakriti has always been symbolized by water and by a virgin, the high priestess. which symbolizes the active and modes of the life, power, self-expression. But we may say that stone is an esoteric word representing union, life, and wisdom. The silver crown represents the waxing and waning of the moon, thus representing periodicity and rhythm. The word Torah signifies love. The Empress. Fundamentally, this key represents the creative imagination. Of its symbolism refers basically to reproduction. She is Venus, goddess of love, beauty, growth, and fruitfulness. She represents the activity of the conscious. The stream and waterfall symbolize the stream of consciousness. It flows from the robe of the high priestess, as do all of the streams pictured in the turret. The water falling into the pool is again a representation of the positive and creative potencies of the living Mars. These potencies are also symbolized by the scepter of the Empress. Peril. The mental meaning of the fourth key is reason. The key is called the Emperor, and the Emperor is one who oversees and controls. This is the basic function of reason. We supervise and control our daily activities. Vision is also attributed to. This card has a close connection with the faculty of reason. When we consider reason's insight or mental vision, physical sight is also meant here, and the orange background is symbolic of the sun, source of the light by means of which we are able to see. The mountain represents the fiery activity of Mars and Aries, which are attributes of this key. Aries is also symbolized by the ram's heads on shoulder and throne, and Mars by the steel armor with which the emperor's that ornament the helmet are also astrological. The globe, the conventional symbol of dominion, this globe and cross, like the circle and tau of the scepter, symbolize the masculine and feminine potencies of the radiant mentor energy or life force. The purple flaps over his armor hint at his rulership, since purple is the color of royalty. 5. The Hierophant. Hearing is the function assigned to the Hierophant. The Hebrew letter Vav means nail, and is also the conjunction and the ornament hanging from the crown of the Hierophant and passing behind ears is a conventionalized yoke. A yoke is something that joins together a never urges you to do an unethical or selfish thing. The pillars represent the law of polarity, or the interplay of the pairs of opposites. Their capitals show a ball and socket pattern, and an equal surrounded by oak leaves. This symbolizes the union of opposites. The design of the walls of the crossed keys is a bell. This symbolizes sound vibration used in hearing. It's also a hint that sound has a practical value in unlocking the gates of your inner temple. The two ministers who kneel before the Hierophant represent desire and knowledge, as indicated by the roses and lilies on their garments. 6. Lovers. Discrimination is the keynote of the sixth key. Its symbolism graphically portrays sharp differences. Letter Z means a sword, which is an instrument of cleavage. To this key also is attributed the disposing intelligence. And disposing means, literally, to pose. This card has a close connection with the faculty of reason. When we consider reasons in sight or mental vision, physical sight is also meant here, and the orange background is symbolic of the sun, source of the light by means of which we are able to see. The mountain represents the fiery activity of Mars and Aries, which are attributes of this key. Aries is also symbolized by the ram's head sumption. This card has a close connection with the faculty of reason. When we consider reason as insight or mental vision, physical sight is also meant here, and the orange background is symbolic of the sun, source of the light by means of which we are able to see. The mountain represents the fiery activity of Mars and Aries, which are attributes of this key. Aries is also symbolized by the ram head is clad. The 12 points that ornament the helmet are also astrological. The globe is a conventional symbol of dominion. This globe is rouge, since purple is the color of royal. Hello, John. Ribbon Shalom Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshenu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chav v'yosher b'panei b'chekafan. Amen. Number 2 is Singapore, and then Taiwan is number 5. I have a different list. We lost to Singapore? Yeah, Singapore is number 2. Japan, of course, is number 1.
This is a travesty.
Singapore. This
is a travesty for Israeli PR. It was like one of the few things you would like.
Every 5 feet. So maybe hummus per capita, hummus place. No, probably. No?
First you Eurovision, now you're the sushi competition. Yeah. What's next? You won't be the most moral army in the world.
Next week I'm losing Heritage Rock like you, Buttercup. Second place.
Hey Mountain, I've been taking
Mixed multitudes.
I've been taking those gummies of what do you call it, and I don't feel anything from them. So what the hell are they called again? Anyways, it's just like eating gummies. Hello.
I speak better here with you.
Yakov, I got the answer.
That's Give him a warning at least.
Israel is number one per capita by a mile. Then
What up, Nick?
Wait, what OIQ room are you blasting? Chillism?
No, it's called Mossad Shark Handlers is the house, and the title of the room is Shabbat Shalom, motherfuckers.
Interesting. All right, do your Jonathan Bing impression in the mortgage syndicate.
Are you still on Clubhouse listening to Jonathan Bing? Well, I got a mortgage opportunity for you that you're going to love. If it wasn't for Daphne, I'd be in prison right now for rape. Let's go over to Chatter and talk with Nelson, the commander. Commander Nelson. My name ain't Nelson no more. It's Commodore Nelson. Commodore Nelson, let's do a show. Let's do a show at 8 o'clock and talk about the mortgage industry.
Bring in Stampo.
I'd like to introduce Cindy Stumpo, who is a real estate magnate who is best friends with Nelson, is working on multiple real estate development projects. Cindy, what are you going to do? I don't know if these are good impressions anymore, but if you think about where people went, which is they basically concealed what they were doing, like Nelson. I signed up for like Nelson's investment fund, and
was it like? Did you have to go to a class first for like $100 or something?
That'd be funny. That'd be even a bigger qualifier. But I don't know. Have you ever even used Chatter? Does that app even still exist?
Okay, I tried to get on it, but I have an Android phone. And I'm just like, fuck it, I can't get on it, and I never tried using it.
Yeah. I used it, but they blocked me or deleted me because, like, John Kitover is out to record them, Man, I'm just trying to avoid all the haters and maintain positive energy and joyful people at all times and keep away negative people out of my aura. That's like their metaphysical, philosophical.
Well, do you ever want to see the Ask the Atheist?
Damn, he's private. Nelson Apega is private, and he has 27.7 thousand followers in his chatter.io. And of course, Jonathan Bing shows up right away. Let's see what Chatter Social. What were you going to say about Stephen Poe?
Do you ever go into his rooms, Ask the Atheist?
Yeah. Yeah, for many years I've been recording his rooms.
Okay. I mean, doesn't he have like all your accounts blocked? You have to go on as an anon?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, John, I want to be here on Steve Appella.
I love it when he gets into his deposition mode where it's like rapid fire question. Anyways, it's just a huge waste of time, because like I'm playing music through AI from books that I've read, and it's like I would rather listen to audiobooks than listen to these rooms, because if I'm not speaking, I'm technically just like listening to an audiobook or some type of live stream podcast or something. So it is what it is, but this app is here, it's like a good app. Functionality, like look how you can customize shit. Like it's an amazing way to create content. And it's supplementary because like I'm live streaming on 20 YouTubes and X and other shit. So it's just like one more fucking platform.
Well, I think it's hilarious. Like if some people watch your like X and your YouTube or your Instagram and they hear people like Jazzy crashing out harmonica, that's gotta be these people are like, what the hell is wrong with them?
Yeah. I don't know. See, the thing is, like, people want to get my stuff deleted, but because I have so much content, it, like, scrambles their brain when they have to try to find what they think I've recorded or something. And it's at this point, it's just like a taunt. It's like something say to somebody, like Jazzy or anybody, really. Like, oh, I got a recording of you, being a low-class piece of trash. See, like, they just kicked me from that room. From Shabbat Shalom, motherfuckers.
But they actually have my Anon blocked because I started adding people on my Anon because I'm getting ready to create a new Anon. It's like a little game, and because of the Anon, like I'm undefeated. Because generally, if I'm even in a room listening or talking, I already have an Anon in there to immediately catch whatever is there after I get kicked. And it's really interesting. The thing that tickles my feather the most, probably creates the most dopamine, is when a room is about me and they're roasting me. That's when I'm collecting gold because that is truly when you've created slaves and that you're living rent free in their brains, like toxoplasmosis, pussy, cat.
The politically correct and Misa's 420 or Lisa's 420 lunch, do they always kick you? Because they kicked me within 10 minutes.
Yeah, same. But I usually wouldn't stick around for 10 minutes at this point. And if I go in those rooms, it's all just Anon. And I'm there to get a little sample and then leave. But I feel bad for some of the people on this app, like Andrew R. I don't know if you know retard Andrew, but he spends so much time talking that if he was only to spend 10% of that time reading a book, he might get more comprehension about what he's really doing because he's just like a repeating, memory box. I don't know, it's like how do the concept of like ghost in the machine or something. It's really just a question of like intelligence. Like through this communication app, people are willfully refusing to. At some point, you have to essentially retreat into, your library study, look at all the books, and say, okay, all of that can be put into my brain through knowledge, through comprehension, through understanding, through repetition. But what you're really doing in many ways is like altering your subconscious mind. And part of Groundhog Day is not doing the same thing that you did on all the previous Groundhog Days. Did you ever see that movie with Tom Cruise, like 1,000,000 Battles or whatever?
Yeah.
So this app is like that, but people are unfortunately retarded, and they've retarded and retrograded themselves because they've never spent any time putting outside knowledge in their brains. They just call social activity knowledge. And that's why this is like an app for schmucks or schwarzes, like Nelson and Pega and what's his face. The thing is, if you call this a show, but you're not producing it anywhere, you're just leaving it on this fucking platform like Steve Appel the schmuck, that's the thing, dude. It's like some people aren't that smart. They can't figure out technology, or they don't want to like expand their efforts. They're just lazy. That's what I've noticed with people with their cell phones is that some people are super lazy. Like look at people's dating accounts.
Look at on this app. You have all these single moms that are fucking begging for money, or they put their cash app at the jumbotron in every room. Because they don't have jobs, they don't want to work, they don't have a fucking man in their life. No fucking man wants to get with them. And they use this app just for money.
Well, that's better than I guess like some other people, but everybody has their stake in it. Like look at Marshall Stinkin' Rankin.
So Marshall's an interesting one because that guy flip flops more than Fauci. Like one room he's a Republican, the other room he's modding in like the 420 lounge of politically correct, and like gaping to these retarded low IQ liberal communists. Like they were in a room once and they were telling us that like McDonald's can raise their wage to $21. Understand in Denmark, McDonald's isn't the one that's paying for the healthcare, it's the government. And he's like, oh yeah, he's like, and then Misa or Lisa 420, that retard, she's like, oh, we'll just have to raise the price of a Big Mac to like 50 cents. Who cares? So people can have free healthcare and a livable wage that's in free college. That's worth it to me. I'm like, you guys are so fucking stupid. It's just like, no, you're stupid. You're a MAGA. You're a MAGA. That's what they always say. That's their tap out. Denmark offers people like $50,000 a year to work at McDonald's. Why can't we be able to do that too in America? Okay.
You know what's? I was thinking yesterday. I was like, technically, there's like only two modes of people now, whether it's or in, and like you said, it's like the accusation. You're MAGA, fuck Donald Trump. And it's basically A team, B team. Shouldn't you be rooting for America? Don't you root for America, and why don't you root for our president? I mean, what fucking team are you on? Like, you're retarded. You were literally uh, self-defeating or self-sabotaging. Like, that's the problem with America, is that B team politic position that everybody seems. I mean, even in the wars, the amount of money they spent and the strategy and the tactics, let alone like, fuck, we know how ruthless and brutal guerrilla warfare is. Like, why would we nation build? Well, we could have just guerrilla warfared our enemies and withdrew, you know, because just look at Afghanistan, bro. I mean, fucking Taliban run that shit. We left them $50 billion in equipment and weapons. I mean, it's like, what the fuck? It's like the 54th state of America after Ukraine or something. I mean, Ukraine is actually like.
We do have multiple. I mean, Puerto Rico's not really a state, and neither is Guam or American Samoa. But technically, we own that. We own those islands. The lowest IQ people on this app have to hang out either in politically correct Lisa's 420 Lounge or chillism. Those people are fucking dumb.
So, you know, there's like this bill to like integrate, I guess, American benefits with U.S. or Israeli soldiers or something like that, you know, or it's like they want to do some kind of like binding agreements with protections and transfers or whatever. We are now, just like 2 years ago, they announced that we're taking over the Ukrainian pension payment system, like in the whole country and the military, etc. So it's like, dude, Ukraine is the 51st or 53rd or 55th fucking state. Like, that's on our fucking budget, and it's like 300 billion plus a year. So, if people are complaining about the same deal with Israel, I'm like, man, I mean, we're like an octopus country, you know, many tentacles. And if you're an octopus, it's better to have a lot of tentacles because, you know, you can grab more things. Um, but as you know, we're broke. But, like, are we broke? Because
if they revalue the gold at Fort Knox, I mean, we have a lot of fucking gold.
Well, the way to look, see, this is the way that these bullshitians or whatever, I mean, they look at it in terms of relativity, which is actually the real way to look at it, because we've built the rest of the world relative to our debt is nowhere near even close to the sophistication of our. We have actually in the New Deal, the banks and the Federal Reserve will go along with it, and they will create the money. And the way to actually get rich, like for the rest of your life, who knows? I mean, the thing is, if the design want their reparations, New Deal or something, like that's probably where they think it's going to come from, is the Green New Deal.
But didn't they get reparations in Chicago? I thought that retarded mayor gave people some reparations.
His name is Danny Biss. He's a retard faggot. I can't remember, but you can't create racial hierarchies and then sued. And they said, why are individuals in this town? And the craziest thing is, you could come from out of town. You could be great grandchildren from out of town, come to town, be like, give me my fucking money, give me my reparation, and who knows if the documentation was legit. But if you were black, I bet you there were But yeah, they want this guy Boutros done. Um, and it's actually racist what they've done. And anyways, I'm just more interested in like education as opposed to like being social. Yeah.
I like the meme. I like the graph upside down to show the crime statistics have been falling.
Yeah. He's a real
retarded.
He's a real liar. He can't he can't win. His approval rating is like 20%, but some people like in the runoff he could win, which would be a disaster. So if that's like to try to gas people, violence is the law, but social communication on stupid conference call apps for faggot retards is it's all politic. It's never ending, and the amount of time that people invest throwing themselves into the abyss here is so pathetic and retarded, and just beyond fucking. Who I like, and I think we need more Vikings because he's fucking tough motherfucker, and he knows a lot of good shit. But like, at some point, where does peace come into your life? You know, because being in chillism and screaming and ranting with a bunch of retards pretending to be judges and lawyers in a fake courtroom and a conference call is retarded. How many times can you do it? The same game over and over again. I'm just like, it's unbelievable. But I'd actually like to hire somebody and replace myself. Like, never listen to another Clownhouse conversation ever again, but like actually do a full export of this app into YouTube and use like a hot chick in a bikini to do it. Maybe in fucking Belarusia. I don't know, but that would be a fun game to play with people here to say, hey, your room is being live streamed by anonymous by a hot chick in a bikini in Romania on YouTube. What do you think?
No, do it in like the Philippines. Those girls love Americans.
Dude, Thailand's the same thing. I mean, horrible things happen.
Thailand, you deal with the fucking lady boys. I don't want to be like it.
Philippines probably got the same shit, no?
I don't know. Like I heard, like in the Philippines, they love Americans because we have papers and we can get them here. They love America and they're submissive to their men, and they cook and clean.
Well, I've been to Thailand, and I've never been to the Philippines. I do have a friend that has been to the Philippines, but he's kind of a pedo in my opinion, and I don't think I'd want to go there. But I have seen there is actually a Filipino grocery store near me here in Chicago. And there's like this little Filipino bakery, and oh my god, one of like the girls that works the cash register is so cute, and I'm just like, wow, you're like really hot. I would come back here just to see you again.
Right.
But inside the grocery store, they have solicitations for buying condos. I guess in Manila, like new nice.
Oh, they're trying to sell. Yeah, they're trying. Well, but it's the thing is Philippines is so cheap. There was a guy that told me. I was on a flight to Las Vegas, and his family was from Philippines. He was telling me, like, you can get a nice beachfront, like, hotel, and it's 4 or 5 stars. It's like $90 a night, and like a meal at a restaurant there is like $6 with a beer. It's like it is so fucking cheap. Just the problem is, flying to Manila, it's like $2,000.
Taking any vacations.
Thailand is so fucking cheap too.
Yeah, that was the type of pricing that I saw in Thailand was $90 for the hotel, $6 for your dinner. But
yeah,
there's obviously in every other major U.S. city. So if you're already balling, like you could Super Bowl over there. You're Super Bowling in a third world country. So your Rolls Royce or a Lambo, a Ferrari, and there's like people in tuk-tuks banging into your car. English.
Well, Vietnam's too. It's like I talked to like a family in Aruba, And they said, yeah, we were vacationing in like Vietnam and Cambodia. And he's like, again, he said like the hotel there was like $70 a night. It was 4-star. A meal was like $8 at a restaurant. He's like, it is so fucking cheap there, and you're getting beachfront property. And brand, you live like a king.
Well, what's interesting is when you listen to these passport bro rooms, there's a guy, Christian Lamar. Do you know him? He like ran for Arizona.
I know Christian Lamar.
Yeah. I like a lot of the stuff he has heard. But I think he's also like this Colombian passport bro type guy. And it's like when you hear them talk game or like what they're doing, like I know this guy, sleeps with sugar babies. And a guy in Florida who center and there's him in his pickup truck or whatever and like ran him down or whatever. But I stopped reading the article. But I'm just saying, it seems like you're not happy, and it kind of wasting in Colombia, and it's dangerous. I mean, being safe like a black guy, maybe you're gonna not do it, but in Colombia, if you're swiping right on Tinder, Hinge, or Bumble, and you're meeting random women at random bars. Well, it could be a mystery magic thing, and you're gonna get married and bring her back to America. But have you seen that show 90 Day Fiance?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So what's really funny is they live here right in Michigan, about like 20 minutes from my house. I think I've seen them before. Store.
It would be so funny to down there. So Jesse's too smart though, but like, oh my God, holy shit! Do you know that actor, the Egyptian actor dude with the older white woman? I together or something, and they got married. How the fuck is that possible? He's so insanely. And you're watching 90 Day Fiance. What does that say about you and your chick? That's you guys got no fucking priorities. And you guys are fucking losers watching losers on a television network or wasting your time watching fucking retard losers be dysfunctional on a television. How functional is it to watch a functional relationship? What does it say about your relationship? Hello?
Well, how about the one where the guy, I think when I was in Grenada, like at night, I was just flipping through channels, watching some episodes, and there was that guy he dated, found a girl from Indonesia, convert to Islam to marry her. There's a guy like that on this app too. Be free while I met a wife, and he had to convert.
Well, converting to Islam is pretty easy. I mean, you don't have to like get a circumcision.
Right. Or fuck would you convert to Islam?
Because like she's not gonna marry you a fucking Muslim. Like they're theocratic.
Right. But then you have how about Dr. Sarah, Muslim from Iran?
Ugh.
The crazy one. Can you do your impression of her?
She's another one. Highly annoying person. She's like another chalkboard. Do you know Emrose? Emrose is the queen, the empress of social media torture.
How about Cora? That girl told me she's like, I remove it. I'm fucking gorgeous. Guys under 30 want to fuck me. I've been married. I've been married 24 years, and I run a successful business doing government. She has no pictures of her so-called husband that she's been with for 24 years. And then she was claiming that she had breast cancer, and she started GoFundMe for $5,500, which she told me she was filthy rich. Saying that intimidated by me.
Emotionally upset with these people. See, this is like the game that I've been playing for so long where they hate me or like they'll call me a troll. So Cora is a troll. And like you said, everything about her is fake. And El Normal calls her like a techno bureaucrat. And she's just a bitch. You know, she's a horrible, annoying, obnoxious person. Instance affect your central nervous system, you know, faggot retard position to take. But roasting them and mocking them is the position that I like to take. And you know, my YouTube account is a testament to the mockery of the faggot retard faggots here on Clownhouse.
Well, like boys, Pepe's room and you troll. They're great. Because I think you're trolling. You've gone up a couple levels the past couple years. I'm like, wow, you've really upped your troll game. Like the Monica rooms, you try to troll, but does she just throw you?
Well, I was in her room today with Serendipity in an anonymous account, but I had the volume turned down so I didn't actually have to listen to them. Because there's an anon in that room, it drives them crazy. This John Kitover? Is this John? But I'm not listening to them. So then they go to my YouTube if I'm live streaming the room, but I don't have the volume on, you know, in their stupid room. So I'm like psyoping them to a whole nother like fifth dimensional level where, you know, people like Dr. Adams who accuse me of harassing him, of, you know, and stalking him. It's like, couldn't be closer, couldn't be further from, I want to block you. I don't want to follow you. Like, I'm sorry I ever followed your Instagrams. Like, I'm mass blocking you. I don't have your number. And I just happen to be, you know, cruising on Clown House. And there you are. But, I don't know. Like, it would be great if this app shuts down for me personally, and then I could just move on, and I would be like the sole source depository historian of this awful goddamn app. And it's only a small part of it because the trenches, the ghetto rooms, are so vast that to me is the treasure. You know, the treasury of Clown House is if somebody, like I said, could export every one of these fucking miserable rooms onto YouTube. But because there's so much profanity and violation of community guidelines in terms of service, a lot of this app can't even be exported because it's that sick and demented and horrible human behavior.
And since I've gone on YouTube, if something's like really bad, they warn you. Like, hey, warning, this is adult, whatever.
Yeah, but if your account is already registered as an adult, you don't see any kind of warnings that this is like for adults only.
Okay. Yeah, I have like a couple Google accounts there that I can just go on, and sometimes I troll those retards that try to sell you their products, but it's really funny, the ones that try to push the products on the app. They do not like it when you go there and you troll them or tell them that it's fucking false or telling lies. And they'll just remove me. But they don't want to be called out on their bullshit. Remember Mogul Makers on the app? The guy that did a $20 million Ponzi scheme?
Yeah, they're for a penny deal with Netflix to make a documentary about.
I don't know that guy Mogul.
He got charged for a $20 million Ponzi scheme, and I know a girl in here that got scammed out of over $2 million because he's like, yeah, I'll give you like 20% returns on your money. I'm like, and you just fucking for that on Clown House? Like, that's crazy. You don't give it. If you want to invest some money with them, fine, start small, like $3,000, whatever. But you don't do $2 million of your property.
People make irrational decisions, especially around romance. Like my cousin was a day trader, and he was dating this like woman, I guess, from Singapore that had like millions of dollars from her family or something, and he borrowed like $1 million from her. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, you're gonna gamble this money in the market trading options? I'm like, what if you lose this woman's money, dude? I'm like, how can you do this? You know, he was borrowing from family, and he was just trading options like a psychopath, and he lost it all. You know, fucking. There's people that trade in the market, and they're like, oh, my intuition is better than AI. You know, and they're competing against teams and networks of people all around the world just trying to fucking take your money. think you're trading options because your intuition and beat the house. Like you just don't understand how retarded you are. And your position versus like the position of the house and the marketplace. You know, the market makers are the eternal winners. And in that network, there are suckers and people getting drained. And they don't even know they're getting drained as they're getting drained. So this app is the same thing with social behavior. And it's fucking God. It's like, it's amazing how much I've recorded of people doing the same over and over again. And the green bean thing and kicking people and blocking people and all this like petty little juvenile behavior.
You removed me from every room because I blocked her and I removed her because Sig would always mod me up in the masculinity mansion. So as soon as he'd mod me up, I'd remove Monica. She went on this big telegram rant about me in there, and like nobody responded to her telegram rant. I never did, and I was like, I'm not even gonna engage with this retard. But she takes the app like so fucking seriously. She did a room of herself talking about whether you should remove a person or whether you should block a person. Like, are you this fucking bored in life?
It's really lazy. It's laziness. It's boredom. You could be a fool and a knave. Like that's the thing about this app is you don't know just how like brain rotted out people are behind this cell phone screen. So it's like your judgment is very harsh because like you're actually not giving people enough grace or credits for having brain rot. But you, as the person engaging in Monica content, is also retarded faggot retard. Like that's part of the retarded situation where there's just so much retardation to go around. We have an overabundance of brain rot. So it's kind of like, being in a boat on a lake of brain rot. And there's just too much brain rot. It's everywhere. And no matter where you go, there's a good chance that you're going to get splashed with a little brain rot. That's life. I mean, just go to your local convenience store. Like I went to CVS yesterday. And I got 2 cans of like seltzer, and this woman who works there is sitting inside with like a can of ham and spaghetti and pasta sauce, and there's nobody at the cash register. And it's always like that at the CVS. It takes 20 minutes to check out because there's nobody ever working the cash register. So this employee's just chilling, and then she calls for I guess the manager, and the manager comes. She goes, "Why did you clock out?" And she's like, "Bang, black, blank, black, 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 blank," and she says to me, "Are those beers?" I said, "No." And she goes, "Well, you can go to the self-checkout." And I said, "Are you going to check my ID?" "No." "And are you going to go put my date and the passcode in the machine?" "No." "Oh, you're done working for the day, so you ain't doing nothing but talking." And she's like, "Black, black, 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 black." And then the manager checks me out. And she says, I'm so sorry you had to wait." I said, "Don't worry about it. It's not me going out of business." And she's like, there's nobody ever at the cash register, CVS or Walgreens. You want to know your store's like frequency of checkout rate. And like, if you got to have these numbers, and if they're not cracking down and they can't see these numbers internally and immediately take action and make management, changes, etc., like, holy fuck, you're going to go out of business. Like, you can't do one checkout every 20 minutes. Like, it's insane. I mean, it's got to be rapid checkout. And all these stores now are doing self-checkout. Have you noticed that? They got like one aisle open, if even.
Well, McDonald's, like their mission, like the McDonald's, depending on which one you go, they just have self-checkout kiosks. You don't even deal with the cashier.
Target, I went to a mega Target. It was all self-checkout. It's fucking. They got one fat woman working 30 self-checkouts. And do you know how much theft people must think that they can like try? Because
especially in fucking Chicago.
they're thinking as they're stealing or not scanning an item, they're thinking, oh, I'll just say, oops, I missed that one. My bad. Like that's gonna be their response when they forgot to scan the 6-pack in the shopping cart and they left everything in the shopping cart and used the handheld thing to supposedly scan everything, but they didn't scan everything and they knew they didn't do it. Oh my bad, missed that one. Sorry, I wasn't trying to steal that. Nah, I missed it. I missed that one, and I missed that one too. Sorry. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
These stores think that self-checkout is like a good thing.
I don't know. Like, I used to work at Home Depot like 20 years ago when I was in college, and our operations manager was telling us, she's like, no, I like these self-checkout because we were a new store, and we didn't have self-checkout the first year I was there. And our ops manager said, well, they did studies and retail studies, and it actually involves less stuff. I'm like, I don't see how, especially at Home Depot. Like, yeah, you're going to scan like the big thing, but you're not going to scan your screws if you're buying like new drills or tools or whatever. These contractors can rip you off like left and right.
There's a lot of ways to get ripped off. Investment fraud is like the craziest, most horrible way to go down as a victim. Like hearing about Nelson Apega on Clown House, and then investing in like a mega real estate project. Yeah, with Cardone or Cindy Stumpo. See, the thing is, it's not all that much different than investing with like JP Morgan Chase, but at least you have the guarantee that you know you're investing in a product that you yourself even consume. Like, before you invest with Cindy Stumpo, shouldn't you at least own one fucking share of Coca-Cola or Ford or like a real manufacturer as like the basis of your fucking portfolio, the basis of the economy of like, top brands?
Well, the thing is with Cindy Stumpo is, I thought she was just a real estate developer. She just builds really high-end luxury homes.
She's a lifestyle coach.
When her daughter's like taking over the business or something, and her son does some sort of detailing business.
I went out with this chick. I don't even know what she said. She said she was like a CPA or works in accounting or something, and she said she wants to get out of that and go into. She's like, yeah, I want to be like a life coach consultant, and I'm just like, well, clearly you're not a fucking CPA or accountant working like in any capacity if you're gonna ditch that, which is supposedly paying your bills. And I said, even calling yourself a coach is like, you're a little late to that scam game, whatever the fuck that was. I mean, she could have been just like project to me, like maybe even kind of what I'm doing or something with all the content and social. I don't know. There's a lot of chicks that just want to float and like find a guy to support them. I don't know. Just a lot of people that, oh my God, it's just like the cell phone is like their partner. They will never be able to disconnect from their cell phone life experience. And if you've ever gone out on dates or like dated somebody for a couple weeks or a couple months or a couple years and you just observe like their cell phone life behavior patterns, you realize you're not necessarily in a relationship with like a fully awakened person or aware person or mindful. They're like concealing things from you in their cell phone, and like their whole universe like is in that cell phone, and so they can never open up to like being in a relationship. And so that's what I'm just saying from like a male perspective. You just have to be aware of like of life now with cell phones being the satellite like observed in your possible partner's life, because you're not going to be able to change somebody's cell phone behavior life experience. They're so fucking cooked. I saw a video of this Indian kid savagely beating his mother who like took away his cell phone. It's It is the cigarettes of life now, or our generation, or whatever. I mean, cell phone, like, there's nothing has anything on us like cell phones. The pandemic, wars, etc. Nothing like the cell phone. Civilization, consciousness, human experience, like everything. Like this, these cell phone is like the greatest invention. The commercial nuclear weaponry, spaceship, satellite. The cell phone is like the big human modifying big thing because it's like, I mean, laptops, desktops were huge. Like look at Bill Gates, richest man in the world, because of the and because of the hardware, etc. Like Michael Dell. Anyways, I'm just saying that, like, of your life with a partner, who's on an Apple, etc. Like, it's kind of annoying, in my opinion, to have entire universe a personal, private you, and like you could be in a relationship with somebody and never go through or anything like that. I'm just saying that, like, if you're Amish lifestyle or even like an Orthodox Jewish lifestyle, they just use flip phones, if that. And that really prevents a huge amount of terabytes and terabytes of communication is going to be consuming as you navigate your romantic life experience with that partner. Oh! And Clubhouse is like another platform app on that person's cell phone. Eat that fat. Am I right? Am I wrong? I think I'm right. These passport bros.
You're right, though,
Yeah.
the people, like, that green bean gives them, like, power.
It's so stupid. Like, Andrew R is a perfect example of somebody with a green bean fascist. He can't let go. He can't just let a room mold or organically develop. He has to maintain that button. Life is actually just, at this point, it's buttons. Like, imagine being in the middle of launching or weaponry. Basically, you line your fire, 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 because all you do is, it's like being at a gas barbecue for the spark. Fire, fire. Like, life has become a button push video game. Design the systems, obviously, but the end user is just hitting buttons. So we live in a button surprise, like, attention industrial complex. Clown House, in my opinion, is like a good example, not at the forefront, but a good example of a platform of just fat people pushing buttons and getting a new dopamine nuggets on this app, who don't go to the gym, don't read books, but are on here talking all day long with other fat ass faggot retards. You don't have to be a fat ass, but you are a faggot retard, faggot. And you claim you have a job, but you're here talking about the technical arguers, who want, like, protocol, they want rules and laws, and they want, like, a trial.
You talk about concrete. That guy is fucking retarded.
He's absolutely retarded. But
do you think his IQ is?
I don't see, IQ is one of those things where it's like, let's say we were able to accurately give a number to every single person, and then look at it from like a historical lens. Like the people that assassinated Julius Caesar and stabbed him in the dick. You know, you gotta be a faggot retard to stab a guy in the dick. You know, in Congress, basically. But what I'm saying is, if everybody had a number and we look at it from a historical lens, IQ is irrelevant when somebody assassinates you. You know, like as you're dying, you're like, how did you kill me? I have a higher IQ than you. See what I'm saying? It's like IQ is relative to somebody's immorality, unethical, and evil behavior. If you're so fucking smart, you better anticipate evil people trying to defeat your superior intellect, superior IQ, and like, so you better be fucking higher than you think you are, because the evil, rotten, horrible people who, you know, supposedly inferior IQ, they just kill you. So you see what I'm saying? Don't give so much emphasis in IQ, because even low IQ people still waste your time. So what's the point of even having an opinion on IQ, in my opinion? Hello?
Very true.
We got Stinny in the other room, in the Empress Tarot Kabbalah in the Church of Buttercup.
But they just, honestly, those two just lurk in the audience. They don't ever say anything on stage. They just hide in the chat.
Maybe they're smarter. I you know, again, I'm interested in education. Even this conversation right now is just like, you know, it's not an act of charity or grace. Like, I like you. I think we have interesting dialogue and content for my podcast. You know, and I hope God strikes down Pega and Jonathan Bing and Grant Cardone and Cindy Stumpo and 100 other people, including Marshall Rankin. I just want to quote Marshall Rankin and say, that's not the topic. Get to the topic. Stick to the topic. Stinny, welcome to the room.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I'm sitting here talking with Nick in Debate the News. Tarot Magic the Empress.
Oh, cool. I wanted to tell you that someone on TikTok is doing what you do here, but they're getting paid. Like, they basically go live. Yeah. To it, because, you know.
Let me just open TikTok and just be like, here it is.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. Once I find it in the live, I'll send you the link and you can check it out. But the dude just puts like audios on, you know, transcendental meditations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, some people got, you know, that algorithm.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why are you wasting your...
I think the unfortunate thing is I've become, like, invested in the 100 personalities on this app that I, like, regularly record. And the fact that I'm blocked, you know, gives me more rocket propellant to continue my harvesting activities against faggot retard fascists that love wasting all the time. There's something about the game that I'm playing that I can't stop playing because other people won't stop playing. See what I'm saying? Like,
right.
This chess game,
I get that.
Yeah, there's no checkmate here, and people can just keep coming back. And I really think most of my YouTube is of people from Clubhouse that like watch the lives, because every time I start a live and say I run it for an hour, I'm averaging like 400 viewers over the course of that hour. And I think many of those viewers are Clownhouse users because I drop the live links in the chat in all the rooms. So, and people comment. Some people are like, what are you listening to? Like, what app is that? That's another big question. Because look at the room right now. Do you see any Clubhouse verbiage or branding? No. So every room, if Clubhouse was smart and they weren't run by faggot retards, there would be a fucking Clubhouse logo in this fucking conference call that you're chatting with me in. But it's not, because it's run by faggot retards for faggot retards. This is the FR for FR, not FUBU, but faggot retard. Like that's why there is no Clubhouse branded imagery on your stupid faggot retard screen.
Yeah, you're not very good at marketing at all.
Yeah, they're like autistic faggot retards, you know?
Yeah, but okay, so once I find the link, who do I send it to? Like, where do I send it? It's just one of your many accounts?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, send it to me, and if I see it, well, that's great. If I don't see it, well, we just had the experience on my YouTube about the experience, and I think that's just as good.
Are you making money off of YouTube?
No.
No.
How do you make money off of faggot retards? Do you have a good...
I don't know.
How would YouTube, the advertisers, say, hey, look at this faggot retard's YouTube account. He's recording faggot faggots. Let's send this guy money for all his work. Retards. No, big major corporations don't want their products displayed on top of faggot retard content. That's what I...
Yeah, and you're very limited too with TikTok and YouTube on what you can say. Like you have to talk. What are some other words? You know, schmurdered, schmecks. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's this app's chat.
Bitch.
Can't say tard. You can't say tard. Why is tard not as emotionally gaslighting as retard? And that's why I say faggot, retard, faggot, because like there are only 3 words you can't say in the English language: the N word, the R word, and the F word. And if you say retard, faggot, N word, like yesterday in the room, I was being accused of using the N word. I said I didn't use the N word. I just said retard, faggot, faggot, retard, and they said no, you said the N word. And I was like, no, that was you using the N word. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard you use that word.
I very rarely, like, I called Adams an N-word, F-word, N-word the other day because, like, if there is one person that I know on this app who is a faggot, it is Dr. fucking Adams. That is one faggot, or a retard, faggot. Like, he's up there in terms of, like, highly annoying, obnoxious people that I spent way too much time listening to, echoing in my fucking brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And that's why you're always... Did you get hello from him? Because he's always like, hello? At the end of his, rants. Yeah. Like, what are we doing here? Hello?
He said yesterday that I was a big back in the making. And, like, that was funny. Like, he's got his moments where, yeah, okay, like, I can work with this. This is funny. This is great. But then there's other times, like, when he's my antagonist and he's trying to run me off the road and kill me, that I'm, like, rolling down my window and screaming back, like, Anyways, I got autism. It's diagnosed as NFR, nigger faggot retard faggot. Like, did you hear about this new diagnosis called NFR, nigger faggot retard?
No.
Yeah, it's put out by the APA. It's called NFR, nigger faggot retard, and people suffer that specific Tourette syndromes now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds more like a vocal stem or Tourette's. Oh man. By the way, Jonathan Bing is on TikTok now. I guess him and Nelson got into a huge fight.
Really?
Yeah, so he's off of Chatter. So now Chatter is really on its last leg.
Oh, you mean Jonathan Bing was holding up Chatter with one leg?
Pretty much.
Doesn't that already mean it's done? Like, if that's what's on the platform.
But now it's really, really done.
You know what's amazing? It's like people go on other platforms and then like YouTube or Clownhouse or X and they say, I have a platform. It's like, no, you got an account, nigga faggot retard. You have an account on a platform. You are not the platform, nigga faggot retard. Because he's probably invested a lot of money in Chatter.
Yeah.
I would love to see it just like shut down.
It probably will. I mean, there's hardly anybody on it.
Just negative rebound.
Except for that little click from Million Marathon, like Cindy Stumpo's still on it. Grant Cardone shows up sometimes.
And there you are. And there you are.
No. I only went in there because
No. How did you know? How did you know?
I found out through Clubhouse, and then I still have
the tea.
Yeah, I got the tea. That Jonathan went over to TikTok.
Oh.
It's basically what Nelson did was reinvent the wheel. I mean.
He did?
Yes. Yeah, like he thought he had this big new concept, which is just basically a TikTok.
I mean, have you ever heard? Have you ever heard what Nelson Pega talks about, and just like listen to what the content is that he puts out as like an entertainer? I mean, how many hours do you think you've heard Nelson Pega speak in your life?
Oh my God, too much.
Oh my God, too much?
Too much.
So it is like a you problem, right?
Yeah, it is.
100%.
Look, I'm on this because I became invested, sitting in the audience listening to people like you, like Dr. Adams, Jazzy, Pepe, you know. So yeah, that's why I come back. But there was no one really over there on Chatter to keep me going back. It's boring.
Well, I've been creating AI.
You don't have people over there going, faggot retard. I mean, come on. The only place you can get that is Clubhouse. You know?
Mm-hmm. So who are you, and how fat are you?
I'm nobody, and I'm a huge big back.
You're a huge fat ass.
I engage regularly in big activities.
There's no way that you could tell me what you just told me, you know, with who these people are and what they say and how much time you've invested listening to the things they say, unless you are a giant fat ass.
Yeah.
Wow.
I never listen to Clubhouse while I'm in the pool, on a walk or a hike. I never do stuff like that. I'm always just, you know, engaging in big activities.
Big back activities. Wide back, double back, triple back. Well, that's great. Have you done anything creative in your big back life?
Creative, artistic-wise?
What the fuck? You don't know what the word creative means?
Of course I do, yeah. I do watercolor, I do clay, I do wire weaving. I've worked with acrylics, resin, you name it.
Typical big back activities.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what a wonderful world. It really is.
Too. I have no money. I can put it out there. Yeah, I'm broke. Yeah, I'm just a big fat loser.
Well, strutting with some barbecue.
What?
I said strutting with some barbecue.
Yeah.
Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans?
I have no idea. There's a lot of homeless. There was a man on the street just passed out, pissing himself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if he was dead or alive. It smelled like urine. It smelled like dank weed. I didn't like it at all. What does it mean?
Oh, it's a Louis Armstrong song from his album, What a Wonderful World. A kiss to build a dream on. Baby, it's cold outside.
Now, burping could be seen as, you know, a big back thing.
Yeah, burping is a sign of big back in the making. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I've been very creative, unlike yourself, who's fully backed. I have created some songs using AI.
Nice.
Yeah.
I actually played the guitar, acoustic.
That's very big back.
Yes.
You didn't even play electric?
I did for a little bit, but I mean, I'm not, you know, I prefer acoustic
That's piggyback.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to play you a little song on my acoustic here.
Okay.
It's called co-produced by Dr. Adams and Norman Green in the White House. Big bag, big bag, big bag in the making. Hello? What did you do with your life, John, for the past 6 years? Hello? Oh, well, I created a documentary called Mega Fire Retire. And we've got the Netflix deal. We signed the contract this morning. Yesterday, I was, what's that Fire Retire's name? Derisive. He was like, well, John Kitover said that he had a deal with Netflix, etc. And, I would just say that what I have filmed, to me, if I had a Netflix account, I would want to watch the John Kitover show. I would pay for that personally. But since I'm not on their platform, I would not pay the monthly subscription fee for a return faggot network known as Netflix without John Kitover. So I hope that, find the time to find a content acquisition expert on LinkedIn that works for Netflix, the return faggot network platform. So we Lollapalooza here in Chicago next week, I believe. Next week. And I got a ticket for a VIP experience at the House of Blues room. The Foundation room, I snuck up there one day with a friend of mine, is like a uber lush lounge with like all this really cool Eastern Asian artwork with like, really fancy couches and beautiful little tiles. Incredible bar. It's the Lollapalooza after party. I don't know the musician's name because he's got like a fucking tag or some kind of a symbol in the name. But I did want to see Jared Leto perform, but I ended up not going. And I don't really regret it, I guess. The whole thing, it's just a bar with a label. Mountain, I've been eating those gummies, dude. I can eat like 6 at a time, and they don't do nothing, dude. It's just a bunch of gummies, bro. It's not gonna return. Might as well just go to the grocery stores of like, gummies. Kids.
You've been taking the ashwagandha.
I've been taking something, but I doubt it, bro. It's just gummies, dude.
Geez, fuck, bro. You're only supposed to take about 3.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to push it.
Do you, how long have you been taking it?
Not like, I don't even take it like daily, dude. It's just like, oh, there's the.
It's not one of those things that you gotta take it daily.
For what? For what? I mean, fucking, have you taken a book daily? Dude, before you fucking take ashwagandha daily, maybe you should read a book daily, dude.
I've read a book before, dude. I've read many books before, so since I've read and try it for a month.
Ashwagandha gummy brand called Ashwagandha Gummies by Mountain. Well, I did launch a company called Cougar CougarMomDate.com, but I've been using Meta's AI to build apps and websites, build a direct response type website. But if, dude, I'm telling you, Meta AI build remarkable.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm looking at that.
You weld boats, bro? You're a boat builder.
I also do repairs, so I do quite a few repairs. But I want to get considering maybe, paying like $10 a month to for ads and stuff. Meta AI, I'll check into it.
So MANUS, Manus.
Okay.
Millions of dollars like a year ago or 6 months ago or whatever. I'm telling you, dude, like it is fucking powerful. You can create anything. It's apps. Like I've created apps for Android and Apple, but the problem with that is not easy to just like deploy the fucking app that it builds. Like there's all this bullshit process you got to go through to upload your fucking app. It's a lot on house faggot retard, you know. Hard on the faggot retard.
Things. That's all right, man. I don't know. I haven't been spending as much time on this thing lately.
That's what people like to say when they come here. They love reminding people how they've been off the app for months or weeks and they don't spend any time. People love making that a topic of conversation, but it's kind of like talking about nothing, isn't it? Because like you weren't here and you were doing something else. Are you going to tell us what else you did?
Streets, they don't.
Well, I know you're driving through a mountain and you've overdosed on ashwagandha and you're in the Matrix, but what a wonderful world. I want to thank everybody for being here. Bucket's got a hole in it, strutting with some barbecue, a kiss to build a dream on. Baby, it's cold outside. For the mighty glass, the memory of Creole Jews. Sorry, that's copyrighted material. You have to pay for that. Can't play that. But we do have some non-copyrighted material. I wrote a song yesterday, aka I copied and pasted, and I put it in the AI. Dennis, welcome to Tarot Magic the Empress, a new song by the John Kitover Band. If you don't know who the John Kitover Band is, look them up on YouTube, look them up on Instagram or any major platform. Just type in the John Kitover Band to hear the latest and cutting-edge AI music produced by producer Norman Green out of the White House.
Power Rush.
Co-produced by the world-famous El Normo of Clown House, Norman Green. Executive Communications Director of the Donald Trump White House Clown House operations.